So we all know that the Phoenix Suns have let go of Monty Williams, the head coach that they had up until this point here, that we are after the Suns got eliminated out of the playoffs by the Denver Nuggets. And, the last few years has been some, discrepancy with that team, especially with DeAndre Ayton. And reports are coming out about some of the players, especially DeAndre Ayton more so than any other player, had issues with Monty Williams and the way he coached and the way he, his schemes and just about how he utilized DeAndre and a lot of other things that went along with that organization. But now that he's let go, now the Phoenix Suns are trying to steal Ty Lue away from the Clippers. And, I don't even know if I really should say steal because there was reports about Ty Lue earlier or should I say before the season ended, like late before the season ended, that there was reports of him leaving, and I actually spoke on that a little bit, touched on it, and it wasn't out of the realm of possibility because when you think about Ty Lue and when you think about what he's went through with this team that he's with the Clippers, he never really had an opportunity to coach, Kawhi and PG being healthy because they never really stayed healthy enough for him to coach them and put the whole thing together for them to win. Which is really the only reason why the Clippers haven't been able to win because they haven't had the services of Kawhi and PG enough for them to build the continuity that a lot of people believe they could build in order for them to be a championship team. Now, what comes with that is, time, effort, and, just being on the floor and understanding players understanding each other, and a routine being built. A system being built that you play by in order to have success. And, Ty Lue definitely tried to do that with the Clippers up to this point, just hasn't been successful due to injury. So I can see a situation, where Ty Lue might be frustrated overly of the fact that, he's not able to ever coach his players. His players never on the floor and there's never no reliability. And, a coach of his magnitude, which a lot of people put him in. And I've even said before, he's a really great coach. He knows how to make adjustments when need to, and he could be stubborn at times. But when he's really focused and got all the pieces he needs and, let the game, watch the game from a different angle and allow his coaching ability to take over when need be, especially when making adjustments. He's good at doing that. He's good at actually making adjustment with lesser pieces, which has been very impressive on his part with the lesser pieces that he's had with the Clippers due to the fact that his guys weren't there. And that's the reason why, this situation is intriguing to a degree, because if he goes to the Phoenix Suns for some odd reason, if he leaves the Clippers to go there, where would that leave the Clippers? As far as like Kawhi, PG, like they will be out searching for a head coach, or would they just bail on the Clippers because the whole operation would not work, I don't think, without Ty Lue or his services, not unless the Clippers got somebody, in there who can make adjustments, play well. Make adjustments and get the players to play well and understand a system that all of them can go by and have the health of their star players. And, they'd have to have a head coach that has experience and a head coach that would, fit the mold like perfectly. Now, I said, I think maybe about a few months ago, Nick Nurse, been a good coach for the Clippers. I think he definitely would be a good head coach for the Clippers if Ty Lue left. Then, of course, the Clippers would probably look into Mike Budenholzer, the coach for former coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. He would be a decent candidate. I would pick Nick Nurse over Budenholzer if I were the Clippers. If for some reason Ty Lue left the Clippers to go to the Suns, I would take Nick Nurse because Nick Nurse has won a championship, and he's won a championship with Kawhi Leonard at that. So, him having better players, more talent around him, that would probably make the Clippers even, as good as a team as they are now, or maybe even might actually be better because Nick Nurse won a championship with Kawhi in Toronto with pieces that, he had Norman Powell, he had Kawhi Leonard, but he also had key pieces that helped him win. And that would also translate over to the Clippers because maybe he would help the team go after key pieces that would help them win. I personally think sometime, as I said, Ty Lue could be stubborn. And I personally think the fact that they voted to have Russell Westbrook on the team really was a setback for them in the long run because Russ can't give you the numbers that he used to give you on OKC several years ago. And he's not that type of player, really. He can do it at times, but he's not that type of player. And even when he was at his height, it didn't equate to championship. So I don't think, if they did get a coach like a Nick Nurse, I don't think he would have a player like Russell Westbrook running his point, because he knows that that's not championship level basketball. And he's won a championship, and he's won one a lot more relevant than Ty Lue has won one. The last time Ty Lue won a championship was 2016. That was with LeBron, a younger LeBron, and a younger Kyrie Irving, which was so long ago. We can't really say that his coaching style really has elevated to another level, based upon the fact of winning a championship with those two type players on your roster. It makes a hell of a difference. Now, Kawhi and PG are just, I would say they're vulnerable to that, even though LeBron is LeBron, but Kawhi and PG is definitely good enough to win a championship like LeBron and Kyrie did. It's just the fact that they don't stay healthy enough to do so. So it really, hurts the team. And on top of that, they had to come back from a 3-1 deficit to win that final. So it's not like Ty Lue did the best coaching in the world. His coaching did great up to the point to get them to the finals, and they had to, kind of figure it out from there. But either way, it's still, a situation where health comes into play, no matter what head coach the Clippers have. And nevertheless, I don't know if, Ty Lue is going to take the offer or look into it a little bit more in regards to the Phoenix Suns or what they're offering him. I don't know if he will, but I definitely think that his ears are open, and I definitely think he's open to listen, to what they have to say. And if that's the case, anytime a coach is open to listen, there's a possibility he might not return. And, the fact that he might get an opportunity to coach a Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, two guys that, well, Kevin Durant gets hurt too, but, Devin Booker stays healthy for the most. And the only thing you have to worry about really is Chris Paul not being healthy enough. He always gets injured in the playoffs most of the time. But if he gets a chance to coach those two, I'm pretty sure, that'd be a good opportunity for him if he chose to take it. So at this point, Clippers Nation, I really wouldn't be surprised, if that turns out that way. I really wouldn't, because you never know. Nothing surprises me at this point. Watching the NBA as long as I have, seeing things and hearing things from certain people, certain sources that I have. I mean, nothing surprises me at this point. And I know a lot of Clippers Nation might be shocked, but at the same time, there's probably a lot of Clippers Nation fans out there who wouldn't be shocked. So we'll have to see the turnout or how it comes. But I know you'll hear more of these reports coming up soon, and you'll hear a lot more about it, even going forward. So it's out there now. The reports are there. So it might be some type of interest there for the reports to be as heavy as they are. And it's just, an open field right now. And like I said, if Ty Lue leaves, then you got to ask yourself whether Kawhi and PG stay, whether they want to stay or whether they go, because, their leader and Ty Lue won't be there, the guy that they kind of entrust to be their coach to help them win. And then the whole organization would be really discombobulated, because, the head coach is really huge in regards to winning championships. And you need a championship level minded head coach. And it's not many out there, as I said, besides maybe a Nick Nurse and maybe Mike Budenholzer, which I don't know if Kawhi would be okay with either one of them coaches. Nick Nurse, definitely he would be, but I'm definitely not sure about Mike Budenholzer or anything like that. So, I mean, like I said, it's a wild scenario. It really is, you know what I'm saying? And the offseason really hasn't even started yet. And we're talking about a scenario where Ty Lue, the main guy, the head coach, might not even be there. You know what I'm saying? He might take opportunity with the opposing team that they just lost to in the first round, which that would be a very, very unfortunate thing for the Clippers and the Clippers Nation. But at the same time, don't be surprised by nothing, because, moves happen all the time and you just can't predict how things are going to go. So let's see what happens, and let's see what the turnout is.